Storytelling is a way of citizenship and civic engagement. Storytelling is a way of bringing about change. We use storytelling in organizations for change management. Organizations go through change. Organizations go through mergers and acquisitions. Cultures change. External environment change. How do we deal with change? We use stories for change management. How do we change people's beliefs and attitudes? Today people have a certain, they hold a certain notion and a belief about certain things. Homosexuality, for example. How do you change it? We talked about it earlier. The law is not changing it as much as popular culture is influencing us to change it. Hollywood has played a huge role in changing people's perceptions towards gender and gender choices. So stories influence us in a big way. If we recognize it and if we accept it, that's the first step towards opening up to the power of stories and using them. And when we embrace it and learn how to use it, then we can use it to actually cause change, desirable change.
But what about element of choice then? When you're actually telling a story, how do you know that that person will choose the story that you're actually telling and get influenced by it?
So the element of choice always rests with the listener. And the only influence that we have is how can we tell a better story. If we tell a story so well that he or she sees themselves as the hero of that story, then they will make the choice. You will be able to influence them through a better story. You will be able to persuade them. But that does not mean that we have to give them false stories. Right? Have an authentic story to tell. That's the first one. Tell an authentic story. Otherwise you'll be caught out. So falsehoods don't, you can't run a long distance with falsehoods. Eventually you'll get caught up. Tell an authentic story that people can believe in. Tell it in the most transparent way. Don't just be a teller of the story. Let people see in your actions that you are a believer in that story. If you are sitting and going on a hunger strike, you can't be eating food on the sly. Your behavior needs to reflect that. When you believe in that story and when your behavior reflects that you are actually not just a storyteller, a messenger, but you actually believe in that story, then people will believe in you. When you make that story not just your story, but you find common ground with people, then people will make that story their own. So you need to find common ground. Authenticity, reflection in behavior, becoming a role model and then building common ground. Then that becomes their story. It becomes a shared story. Then they start acting.